Killscreen came to us and they said they had this exciting project with Intel and started listing out some of the constraints and what they were trying to do. And we immediately thought it seemed like a good fit. We love this kind of stuff. There's enough games in the world about blowing up aliens, and we like games about other stuff too. We love the idea of trying to build a game around a specific piece of hardware. We love the ways that a new piece of tech can kind of open up whole new doors of gameplay. Time and time again, it's obvious to me that constraints just give better results. Left to our own devices, there's a certain kind of game that we would end up making, but when you get thrown these curveballs, like a laptop that turns into a tablet, those kind of curveballs push you in directions you would never go normally. From the very beginning of our brainstorms, we were trying to think of games that didn't just allow for the flip, but that really celebrated the flip, that were kind of all about these two different modes and flipping back and forth.
We started talking about this hardware and what we wanted to feature and what we could show that was interesting about it. We thought a lot about tablet games and we thought a lot about PC games, and we thought about, how could we get those two things together and sort of make them into one game.
For the tablet mode, we were looking for something very approachable, very easy, something that you kind of couldn't do wrong if you tried. We thought, wouldn't it be cool if just with the touch of a finger, you're forming a world? What would that look like? And so we came up with this idea of terraforming, that you start with this flat island, and with the touch of a finger, you start building these mountains. And then we said, well, what can we do with that? What can you do when you flip to the other mode? And so we tried to think of experiences that kind of would use the keyboard, that would use more of a PC mentality. From that came this idea of mowing the lawn. We thought that what if it was as simple as that? You're moving through this space, it's covered with this kind of grass and vegetation, and you're just mowing the lawn.
Now you're down on the landscape, and you see where you've touched, all these things have grown up, and you're a little creature, a little lawnmower basically. And we would like to think that that first moment of, oh, I'm drawing on the thing, and then we switch to the other mode, that first moment of zooming down, and that we hope that would be kind of like a cool little magical thing that people don't necessarily expect.
There's actually kind of an interesting core conflict within this game. At the top of a hill grows this rich purple grass, which is worth a lot of points. The tricky part about that is that it's you can catch air, so if you're going too fast up a mountain, you can kind of shoot off the top. And the whole time that you're falling back to Earth, you're not mowing anything. It's kind of opportunity that you've lost. So you play for 30 seconds and you get a score, and people are eager to jump back in because they realize if they would have built a different kind of island, they could have scored more points.
I think the most encouraging thing about games these days is that it's become possible for independent creators and small teams to have a kind of consistent vision that they can bring to life without too much overhead. There doesn't need to be 100 people on a team. You can make a game with 2 people, with 1 person, and express something really personal.
The kind of organization you are determines the kind of games you can make. So if you're a big company with shareholders and 1,000 employees, that speaks to what you can output. If you're just one person working in your garage, you can get away with more. The stakes are lower, you can be more nimble. I think one of the important things that the indie community does is they're able to do stuff that no one's ever seen before, no one's ever tried before, and then everyone benefits from that. We're all learning from the sort of shared knowledge of these little discoveries that are being made. A game about lawn mowing, I'm so happy we've come up with this. I love it. It's something I'm very proud of. And we never would have come up with that unless we'd been kind of handed this challenge of a game that celebrates these 2 modes of this device.